Well, folks, it seems like everybody's favorite lying, grifting, election denying idiot, Jovan Pultizer, aka Jeff Philyaw, has gone ahead and lied to his sheep posse yet again. I don't know how many times this is going to get called out before people begin to realize that Jeff peddles outrage and just does it constantly. I'm going to put together a collection of his greatest hits, and I've already shown on this channel a few times where he's gone ahead and lied through his teeth. And one of his sheep actually came and commented on the video, but still didn't realize that she's being lied to. She was presented with the facts and sat there and was just like, you're a jackass and Jeff is so good and you don't understand him. What is the cognitive dissonance that goes on in your head that when presented with facts, you still side with the person who is nothing greater than a sheepherder tapping your back legs with the crook and sending you down the chute to the slaughterhouse? That's what Jefford is. That's what Jeff does. He is a shepherd to the weak-minded who do not critically think and do not fact check and just simply bird mouth, baby bird mouth, the tripe that he pukes down your throat because you don't know any better. You sit in the nest with your eyes half open and no feathers, and you scream, and you're happy whenever Jeff comes on, leans over your mouth, and pukes up garbage into your gob. This is another fact check on Jeff that is going to paint the picture of him as either a complete idiot or a willful and deliberate liar. And when we do the greatest hits, including his most egregious one from back in 2022, you'll learn. And you'll have to sit here and paste in the comments why you believe Jeff when there's so much proof and so much reality against what he's telling you. So I typically don't actually watch the majority of his videos because he has nothing to offer other than lies that are easily fact-checked. But when I look at the comment section of his videos, at times I see when people are being called out to join him and talk to him, and I see when some people actually do. So I saw that I guess he talked to a 9/11 denier today, and I saw another timestamp reference to something else that caught my eye. So I looked at it and immediately fact-checked it about 3 seconds after seeing it. I want you to listen to what Jeff says over here, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the actual truth and reality of it. So let's listen to Jeff's words.
Now you know why I don't cover it. Do you know liberals have weird ways of protest? Now, this is a protest. I'm going to show you a protest that liberals had that I would have actually liked to have been there.
Pausing for a second, there's a reason why he says that he would like to be there, is because Jeff is just basically a walking pervert. For a man of his age, for a man firmly, to you at least, entrenched in the party of family values and everything, this guy constantly is sexually tilted in these casts and what he said and everything. And mind you, this is a guy who has admitted that back at the time of his Kirks of Oak Island stuff and when he wanted to be on reality TV, admitted that there were directors who would try to ply certain people in the business with footage of porn. And if I remember correctly from the interview, it was essentially like real porn from these reality shows that had romance involved in it. And this was cutting room floor footage that he was showing Jeff and others that came about from like the real world kinds of things, and any of the shows where there would be couples and hooking up and stuff like that. And essentially footage of real people doing real intimate acts. And that is on record from Jeff. That's not my words. That's his words from an interview that he participated in years ago. Because in case you don't remember, Jeff did reality TV with Curse of Oak Island. He had that net talk show on the internet in the late 90s and everything out of the Dallas area. How a man who likes to portray himself as tech-oriented and was in a web show in those early days of the net where you could spend about an hour of the day talking about the net and kind of encompass all the highlights. It's impossible to do now. But when you go back to those late 90s and early 2000s, you could have a show about the net and talk about a good 60 to 70% of it on a show because it was small and it was manageable. How could a tech-oriented person and a patent troll like Jeff constantly make all the mistakes that he's about ready to make here? And in terms of the perversion that Jeff does, he likes to talk about his member constantly. And he, on this show, has prank called people talking about his member. And he has gone ahead and left voicemails for women doing it. If you don't believe me, you can believe him. It's out there. I can link you to it. It's out there on the web, footage from his cast, just like this, calling people and saying, how would you like your more graphic word for member sandwich, and talking about his member size to a woman in a different video. He does this constantly, and yet his boomer audience who likes to clutch pearls and any other sexual or intimate related matters, they do that, but then they forgive him this immaturity that he displays when he talks about this. So when he sits here and says, oh, I wish I could have been at this protest, you'll know why in a second.
I would have loved, from a historical standpoint, seen it. A group of ladies got together and held a protest to scream. The whole goal was to scream at Donald Trump, right? To scream at Donald Trump. They screamed at Donald Trump through their vaginas.
And now you know why he said he wanted to be there. Unfunny. Unfunny for the boomer set over here. What he just told you is a complete and utter lie. These women did not get together to scream at Donald Trump through their female apparati by any stretch whatsoever. This is a fake picture that went around years ago. The fact check for this came out in October of 2020, 3 years ago. So the reality and the truth of this has been out there for 3 damn years. And he, to this day, in August of 2023, is peddling this to his non-critical thinking, non-fact checking boomer sheep who don't know any better. Okay? The fact check reads that a meme shared thousands of times on Facebook alleges a photograph shows women screaming and showing their apparati in demonstration against Donald Trump. The post says these women are people who want to control the government and teach your kids. Look at that. These are the people who want to control the government and teach your kids. The image was part of an art project in the United Kingdom called Raising the Skirt in August 2014. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump whatsoever. It has nothing to do with liberals against Donald Trump whatsoever. This happens constantly with him. Raising the Skirt is a multi-layered collaborative arts project founded by artist Nicola Hunter. An archive version of the product's website is available here, but it's no longer available at the publishing of this check. So if we go here, this should probably be the archive of it. This is the lady who did it. And she did it back in 2014. As you can see here, 13th of July, 2017. This is a art project that was done not even in the United States. It was done in England. Raising the Skirt is more than images. It's a project raising questions. It's a resource tool in the community which aims to represent women from all communities and origins, the strong and passionate women, all fighting for the same cause. I want my oh boy, I don't even know what that one is. I want my army to grow and for all of us to have peace within our bodies, but fire in our hearts. Please note that the women that you see in these photographs are not models. They're participants who went through an application process to take part, and without their energy and commitment, the project would never be as strong as it is. My hopes for Raising the Skirt is to enrich in it with the presence of women from all communities, origins, with strong and passionate women fighting for a cause. So, as you could see, this is not a United States protest that took place within our space, within our borders, against Donald Trump. It was a living art installation in the United Kingdom. And by living art, I mean like around Christmas time when you see people reenacting the nativity by doing living nativity. Other images of the event, which were held in Newcastle upon the Tyne from Thursday the 28th to Saturday, August 30th, 2014, are visible here. So you could just go to these pages and do your own research and find out. As explained by Nicola, Today's Magazine, in 2015 here, Raising the Skirt created a safe space for women to discover their inner warrior. And language that I'm not going to try to avoid here in this video, but some posts appear to imply misleadingly the image shows women in the United States with comments saying preferring peaceful Biden voters, Democratic voters. It suggests the women were teachers, a claim that resonates with basically the anti-intellectualism of the conservative movement here in the United States. And Jeff himself is highly anti-intellectual and highly racist. And a lot of the stuff that he posts, that is false. And the proof is out there. Continue to follow his channel, and you will see the proof of what this man does that is both anti-intellectual and racist. This one here isn't anti-intellectual on its face, because the post he's showing doesn't say anything about teachers. It implies they may be teachers because it says there are people who want to control your government and teach your kids. There's a subtle implication there that it's teachers, but it's not specifically calling them teachers. But it goes along with the fact check here saying that misleadingly, the image shows women in the United States that are teachers. Why do conservatives want to be anti-intellectual so much? Is it because they know deep down in their heart of hearts and their semi-functional brains that conservative politics, conservative ideals, conservative methodologies are not popular with the youth, not because they're not free thinking, but actually because they are free thinking. There is a reason why conservatives believe that education is liberal, because liberal, progressive, meaning to open up, to proceed, to think in bigger terms. Conservative thinking is not thinking in bigger terms. It is regressive, not progressive. And that's why they're anti-intellectual, because they know the youth will rise up against their policies and their ideas. They know Gen Z and generations after that are not going to stand for what they're watching the boomer set and the conservative set are doing right now. They're not going to stand for it. And Ohio this week has proven that, if you don't believe me. Gen Z will be the death of many of these conservative idiots that are out there, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Getz and Boebert and the old money Republicans like Turtle Mitch McConnell and all of that. Their time, there's a doomsday clock on them. Let's face it. It's a very TikTok thing that's going on. And I don't even mean TikTok as in the social media platform. I mean, the days and the years are limited for that style of thinking once you get past Gen X. Millennials, Gen Z, the generations after that, they're not going to stand for this stuff. And they're going to have the skills and the abilities to fact check lies like this.
They got together and screamed at Donald Trump through their vagina.
No, they didn't, Jeff. Here is the proof. So that's all for me, folks. I just wanted to let you know that once again, people like Jeff, these conservatives who think they can bend the ear of people and have them get believed by these people, these sheep in their pens that Jeff puts them in. You need to stop believing what is told to you without fact checking. Don't even believe me. I'm not even saying believe me. You have to do your own widespread and open research. All I did to find this article was literally Googling the term women screaming at Trump through their this. This is what I Googled. And immediately the first thing was a fact check. And that tells you that many dozens and hundreds of people have encountered the meme, have encountered the photo, and went looking to find that it's real. So it drove up the search result until it was the #1 search result because it was a lie. And it's getting tiring debunking these things and watching people fall for it and believe it. So there you go, folks. Yet again, Jeff Philyaw is lying. And it's so easy to prove. Thanks, everybody.